Record. And I submitted for the Zoom backgrounds for the snack and chat, but I haven't heard anything back, so we'll see what
Mm,
happens.
Okay.
And this works fine too, but it'd be nice to have at least CYL squared somewhere in here. Okay. Do my five, three, two. Oops, I can't count. Apparently, five, four, one. Hey everybody, and welcome to Snack and Chat. This is Erin Taylor, your dish diva, coming to you from the Black Women's Health Imperative. And as always, join with me is Tiffany Phillips, who is a lifestyle coach with the Black Women's Health Imperative. So welcome, Tiffany.
Hello, Erin. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
All right.
Yes, yes, excited.
Excited to snack and chat?
Yes, of course.
Always,
My two
always.
favorite things.
Right, right.
Yes.
Okay, well, today we decided to tackle celery, but we both did the same recipe, so we're going to try it out. It is a recipe that I have tried before and I've made in the past, and Tiffany was anxious to try it, so we both decided to do the same recipe. So we did a celery salad because I know when you're thinking celery, I'm like, what are we going to do with celery other than just put it in soup or put it in my tuna fish salad.
Right.
We actually made a recipe where celery is the star. So,
And I have to say, Erin, this was a first for me. Like
mhm.
celery, the star is like usually, a supporting actress or actor to a main character. So I was excited for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something different. It's something unusual. So we wanted to check it out and really talk about it. We'll of course talk about some of the benefits of eating celery, but this one just kind of goes beyond your usual just dipping the celery in hummus or enjoying it with some peanut butter, which is
Hmm.
also very yummy.
Yes.
So we're not going to knock that, but we just decided to try this recipe and we found it on, we'll share the recipe when I share this out with all of you guys, but you basically make this sauce
Mm.
fish kind of thing.
Mhm.
And the ingredients are dates, which help to just give it a little bit of sweetness, but also some tahini. And I think maybe Tiffany might have used something different, so we can talk about that. But the the tahini is a sesame seed paste or butter, basically. And there's some red pepper flakes in there, and I put a little extra in there to give it a little spice. Some lemon juice, some lemon peel. You've got a little bit of, salt in there.
Mhm.
But you blend it up and it creates this nice creamy sauce. And then you pair it with the sliced celery, and enjoy it with some chopped parsley, some mint, and some almonds on top. So I have my
Mm.
little dish here. I don't know if you guys can see that really well.
Oh.
There we go. Yep. I love it. So I can see we already have different consistencies here because mine came out really thick.
Yeah. I know.
Was yours thick or was it thinner?
It was thick, but I feel like as it set in the
Hmm.
like when I tossed it initially, it was thick, but as it set, it kind of thinned out. So,
Hmm.
so it's been sitting a few hours.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's typically what'll happen when you add like salt to vegetables. It'll help pull the moisture out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a little saltiness in here, so that's going to help pull the moisture out, and it'll thin the sauce a little bit. But yeah, so tell me your thoughts. Well,
Tell now,
thank
Erin,
you.
how long has yours been sitting? Because yours do still.
Not long.
Okay, okay.
No,
Because
just
I'm
a few
like,
minutes.
so it's very crunchy. I like the crunch. I
Hmm.
like the combination of the sweet, spicy.
Hmm.
That's really good. And that heat, it's so good. I like it. And I like that it used dates as a sweetener as
Hmm.
well. But I did mix it up a little bit, as you kind of alluded to, because I don't typically have tahini at home. Most times it's like if I buy it for a specific recipe. And it's just like it's just not something that I usually keep in the pantry. And so I was like, I opted to use peanut butter instead because I love peanut butter and I eat peanut butter on a daily. And peanut butter and celery typically when you're eating celery just as by itself, you're usually dipping it in some peanut butter or doing ants on a log, putting peanut butter on there and adding some raisins. And so I was like, oh, I'll try that. And then instead of the almonds, I use the peanuts. And so I'm sure it gives it a different flavor profile, but nonetheless, I think it turned out great. Like
Yeah,
it's really good to me. And I like the freshness that the mint brings to it as well. I
yeah.
mean, I like it. It's really good.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, as I said before, I've made this before, and I've always enjoyed it. And you have to be a lover of celery because, like I
Hmm.
said, the celery is the star. So if you're about celery, this is probably not the recipe for you. But it does get allow you to just enjoy the celery, right? With a little added benefits. And I think for me, I do love this recipe, but I think for me, I probably could have used like one less date, maybe just a
Hmm.
little bit less sweet.
Hmm.
Because I think for the recipe it calls for like 4 dates to go in
It
there.
does. Hmm.
Um, and I think if I would have done three, even two, I probably would have been okay with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Now the tahini does give a little bit more of a bitterness. There's a little bitterness to the
Hmm.
tahini paste. So, you kind of need that. But that's why recipes are so great because you can just
Hmm.
adjust them to your taste, right?
Right. Because
And I would definitely like, I was kind of like looking like, okay, maybe I need a little bit more acid. Maybe I put a little more lemon juice in here and maybe just a pinch more salt. But I did like I tasted it and I was like, it's very sweet. And I was like, let me get some more of these red pepper flakes and just dump a bunch in there. So I hiked up the spice level a little bit on that one. But yes,
and I think it could have used some more celery. Like I feel like it calls for 8 stalks, but I it wasn't to me, I felt like it was a lot of dressing to
mm.
the ratio. So I felt like I could have put some more celery in there.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what I've done. I did. I made the sauce because I remember before it getting thin and the recipe recommends that you eat it immediately. Obviously,
It
if you
does.
make this, you're gonna want to store it and maybe, eat some
Hmm.
over a couple of days. But so what I did was after I finished blending it, I had
Hmm.
just put some celery into my bowl here and then I just put a dollop of
Mm.
dressing on top.
That's smart.
Sprinkled in some chopped parsley and mint, and then topped it with some chopped almonds.
Oh, I like
So now
that.
I have my little individual pack.
Hmm.
And, the thing is about this, the dip that you're making, like we said, it was nice and thick when we first started it, is that now I have it stored. This is just the dressing. So I
Hmm.
have it stored in here so you can see how thick it is.
Hmm.
And what I can do if I don't want to do the whole salad, aha, got my little stock.
Mm.
Now, instead of hummus, I have a new dip I can enjoy.
Yes, I like that.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think that's if I make it again in the future for sure, we'll just keep it separate and then add it in as I want it. And then I can play with the amount of dressing that I have on the celery.
Right, right.
Hmm.
And that's what I like about like you talked about earlier with recipes. It's like you make it the first time and then you're like, oh, well, next time, you learn. I see it all
Hmm.
as like a learning experiment. And then the next time, like, oh, well, I would probably do this instead of doing that. And so, yeah. So don't be
Hmm.
afraid to try something, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. And for me with these recipes too, I always end up having to, I want to be able to print them out and like make notes in the margin. So I don't know, we need to create an app for that. If somebody
Right.
knows an app that already does that, let me know because I need to be able to like have the recipe there, but make notes on what I did. But I
Hmm.
don't want to keep printing out all these recipes, right? So
Right.
otherwise, I'm like, I have to like copy and paste the recipe and then put it in, the computer and do
Hmm.
all these notes and stuff. And I'm like, who has time for that?
I know. And then, Sometimes it's like you forget what you did, and then it's like, well, it don't taste like last time. And then you're trying to figure it out and
100%.
remember.
100%. I've done that so many times. I'm like, shoot,
Mhm.
it was so good last time. There was
That's
something
not
else I did.
right.
Hmm.
Mm, right.
Yeah. Well, have you always liked celery? Like, have you always been a fan of celery?
I don't know, definitely not as a kid.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-mm. And it does have like it has the crunch, but I feel like it has like some bitterness to it, like
Mm.
an after bite, kind of like,
Hmm.
that can be
Hmm.
kind of strong, but yes. And I would have, and then it's like if it's in something, if it's cooked, like the trifecta, the onions, carrots, and celery, usually when you're making a roux, some type of soup, it's like
Hmm.
you cook it so much to where
You don't really taste it.
you
Yeah.
don't taste it. It's just there. And so this has definitely been like a transition for me to be able like, oh, now I can just eat it by itself and enjoy it. Yeah. How about
Hmm.
you? Have you always enjoyed celery?
I think so. I
Mhm.
remember snacking on it, hanging out with my friends, and my mom would just bring us a plate of like celery and
Wow.
carrots and radishes. Like we used to, me and my
Mm.
sister loved radishes, but yeah, and I mean peanut butter. I mean, either peanut butter or cream cheese on the celery. Like we would,
Mm.
if that was our snack, we'd come home from school and we would take a stalk and spread some peanut butter or some cream cheese on it. You just walking around with this long stalk. No, I know.
Aaron, that was not my story. I would love to hear from those of you
Hmm.
watching, like, when your mom made the snack plate, was it vegetables or was it something else? It's like, I
I mean, now sometimes it
mean,
was cookies, but she was trying it. She was trying.
she was trying. I'm like, my mom, she must have just gave up. She was just like, Like, I can't even remember her buying vegetables.
No,
Probably
no.
Thanksgiving when it was time to make the dressing, but yeah.
Oh, don't tell on your mama.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mom.
Oh, that's
But that is
funny.
awesome. Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, I've always grown up loving it. And so now, as an adult, I love having it and then doing, hummus. Hummus is like the new thing. I mean, I'll still do peanut
Mm.
butter every now and then. And
Right.
now I've started to dip my carrots in the peanut butter, which is great too.
Hmm.
But I I love I love celery and I love
Hmm.
the crunch it gives. So like especially in tuna fish, if I'm making like a tuna salad and I don't have celery,
Hmm.
I can't make
Yeah.
it. I'm like, that gotta
Yeah.
have that crunch. Like
You gotta have that texture. You gotta have
it's
that.
something about
Otherwise,
that
it's dead.
texture.
Hmm.
Yes. That does
Hmm.
it for me. So I can't live without the celery. And like you said, when you're putting it in soups and things like that, I mean, you don't taste the individual flavor of
Right.
it.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Hmm.
mhm.
So, Aaron, what are some benefits of celery?
Well, I know that it does contain a little bit of sodium but it also contains magnesium.
Mm.
Um, so that's going to be a health benefit. So as we know, magnesium is like the natural muscle relaxer.
Right.
So if you're having problems sleeping, if you're having problems, with muscle aches or spasm, like a lot of times that magnesium can help with that. Um, so just kind of thinking about that, but it's also, full of water.
Mm.
So another one of those things that, if you're chomping on that, you're helping to stay hydrated. So it is a very good spring, summertime vegetable to enjoy. But it can also help reduce inflammation and help with digestion. So it really is a good thing to just kind of have as,
Mhm.
on the side, like, okay, maybe I'll do a little bit of that. And
Right.
and I think one of the easiest ways to enjoy it and to incorporate it into your diet is to just kind of have that snack. If you like hummus or, whether it's some sort of dip, guacamole, maybe you like to dip your celery in guacamole.
Mm.
If you find something that you can pair it with that you really enjoy it, and that may help you like celery a little bit more, if it's not
Right.
your favorite thing. But
Hmm.
it's one of those things that's easy to just enjoy by itself.
And I think having a dip too makes it fun. It kind
Hmm.
of adds that fun element to eating. And so,
Hmm.
and you mentioned magnesium. And so it's like it's one of those snacks that you can have at night that actually
Hmm.
benefits you before going to bed, kind of help relax you. Um,
Hmm.
Instead of maybe the chips or the candy that we go for at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
It's like, let me have something that's gonna help me relax,
Exactly.
and get ready for bed.
And it's got lots of fiber in it, so but it's also got soluble and insoluble fiber, so it's going to help with bowel movement. So if you're struggling
Hmm.
in that area too, you know, fiber, we talk about fiber a lot because
Right.
it helps with so many things, whether it's slowing down your blood sugar or the release of sugar into your bloodstream. It also helps with digestion, the bowel movements, getting things moving through your body. The fiber is heart healthy and it helps to, clear out some of that excess cholesterol and stuff that may be building up. So,
Hmm.
it's something to think about, to take
Hmm.
in. But I
Hmm.
love I you know, maybe this recipe is the way to go. Maybe if you try
Right,
this recipe,
maybe.
you might become a lover of celery, you never
Right.
know. Hmm.
Yes, and I think it's one of those, just listening to you list the health benefits. It's like sometimes when we're starting on a health journey, we're focused on what I can take away, like subtracting things
Hmm.
from our diets. And so it's a way to kind of reframe that and say, what can I add? And that
Yeah.
addition could be, what can I add that's going to provide more nutrients, that's going to
Hmm.
help me and aid in my new health journey. So that's a way to look at it too, like what
Hmm.
does this food do for me? hmm
Hmm.
hmm
Yeah, absolutely. And when you mentioned too adding in like a dip or something that can help it make it more fun, but it also adds in more nutrients.
Yeah.
And so, when you're eating and you're thinking of about a balanced bite, even just that one bite of food, how can you make that balance? And it's like you
hmm
have your celery, which has like the fiber, it's a non-starchy vegetable, but now we have this dip that has tahini in it, and that's a healthy fat.
hmm
And then we've also got a little bit of added protein in there as well with those almonds and you know what I mean? So you get a little bit more fiber with those dates. And
Right.
so the lemon, tends to be kind of like helping to reduce inflammation and alkalizing in the body. So I mean you've got all these other benefits, spicy, there's lots of evidence about spiciness being
Right.
beneficial too with metabolism and
hmm
things like that. So
Right. Right.
you're adding in all these other health benefits, and then you have the parsley and the mint, which is adding in like some of those benefits from those green leafy vegetables. So,
Right.
it's not just about, yeah, I mean, it is about enjoying the food, right? We want you to enjoy the
Right.
food, but like, how
hmm
can I enjoy it but still get this added benefit, this added health benefit to it? So,
Right.
and that's the reason why we do what we're doing here is to show people like this is an easy way to get this in and take something that you may already like and enjoy and healthify it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Now, Erin, how else would you enjoy this celery salad? Like, would you pair it with something or?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that too. I was like, this almost could work as a topping for something. I don't know if it's like a
Mhm.
piece of chicken, grilled chicken or something,
Something,
or
right.
fish,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it does like if it sits for a minute, it does tend to get a little bit softer, like the celery
Mm-hmm.
itself, but not
Right.
soggy by any
Right.
means. It's still got a
Still
nice
got a nice
crisp to it
spread.
and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think it could work. I'm thinking of grilling and all of that stuff and outdoor
Right.
things and how it's like
Mm-hmm.
refreshing and how you can just kind of pair it with something like that. A piece of meat, piece of protein might be nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
Do
what
you
I
have
was
any
thinking.
ideas around
No,
that?
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I think it would pair well with a piece of protein. And sometimes, if I'm making a green leaf salad, like
Hmm.
it can be
Yeah.
like a topping on the, how you go to the salad bar and it's just like all these things, you just adding
Mhm.
it on there. So I think that could be a good addition to something like that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. any of these little, I mean, like the salads we make before the non-traditional salads, you can throw on some
Hmm.
greens. Like,
Yes,
so many of these
yes,
vegetables that we're making, you just throw it on top of some greens and like, okay, now you got a salad, you got ready-made meal, and you don't have to worry about a dressing because the dressing's already
right.
on the
Yes.
celery. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
you're good
Hmm.
to go. I love
Yes.
it. I love it.
Mm.
But this has been a winner. I think I know my son doesn't, and he's 6 years old. He does not like celery. You know,
Really?
yeah, he was like in the beginning, he ate a lot of stuff. And then, his taste became a little bit
Mm.
more discerning. So he was, finding his preferences. And he's actually tried it a couple times, which I commend him on. Where I'm
Right.
like, he was like, I don't like that. So I was like, well, here, let's put some peanut butter on it. Let's see if you try it. And this is a totally different time too. Like it wasn't like in the same instant. I was like,
Mm.
hey, I know you said you didn't like celery, but let's put some peanut butter on and see if you like it. And he ate it. He ate a little bit more, and he was like, I still don't think I like it. So,
Mm.
I mean, all I can do is keep trying. And
Yes,
if he never likes it, then he
absolutely.
never likes it. But at least he gave it a try, and he tried it
Try.
in different ways.
Wait, yes, and multiple times. So he's trying, well, let me see,
Hmm.
that explorative um attitude about it. I think as adults, we need to keep that, I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, well, I'll try it, because you
Hmm.
don't know. You just never know. You're like, oh, I can't eat that. Try it a different way. You
Exactly.
might like it. Yeah.
Well, and that's one of those points that we try to make in our diabetes prevention class, our lifestyle change program, is that
Mm,
something you may not have liked 20 years ago, you might like it if you tried it in a different way because maybe your parents cooked it and they just overcooked it and it was
mhm.
mushy, and mushy broccoli is not good.
It's
And
not.
so I wouldn't like it either. And so, but if you try it again as an adult and you try it cooked in a different way and steamed or roasted, and it's not cooked so long and it's not just thrown in the microwave, you might actually enjoy it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, we got a new recipe to add to our repertoire.
Yes, I know. And I don't know about others, I'm always looking for new recipes, something like I can meal prep, like something
Mhm.
and, something I can snack on. You're looking for a different snack, trying to think
Mhm.
outside of like a package,
Yeah.
how can I add more nutrients? Because I think now all the labeling about oh, this food is high fiber, and this is, cookies are high fiber and high protein, cakes are high fiber, right? Like all the marketing
Yeah.
around food now. So just being able to find something like wholesome, like a
Yeah.
whole food that your grandparents and great grandparents would recognize as a food and eating it in its most natural state, is so much more beneficial. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And that's where we're getting our nutrients from. And so when we're getting some of those more processed things, it's not they're basically processing out the nutrients and the health benefits of it. And then sometimes they'll try to add them back in. Oh, let's
Right.
add fiber. Let's add some more fiber to it. And it's like, but you just took it away.
Wait, right. And now you create something in the lab and like, okay, now I'm gonna put something else
Yeah.
back. It's just like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's what we're here to do, to help everybody that's watching, help you out with some ideas around how you can just get some healthier snacks, some healthier options, and it really does take just small steps to get to that end goal, the bigger picture. And if you start doing small things over time, you build these habits and
Right.
voila. If the
Mm-hmm.
celery salad is something that's a hit in your house, then now you have people assigned to make it.
All right.
Okay, whose turn
Right.
is it to make the salad this week?
Right, right, right. Because I mean, it is so simple,
It
it's
is
super
very simple.
simple.
Mhm.
Yes.
Very simple. And that's what we're here
Yes.
to do. Give you guys simple, 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 easy. We're trying to make your life
Yes.
easier,
Easy.
you
Yeah.
know. So take what you can from this and
Hmm.
make it easy, make it fit into your life.
Right.
If it's too hard, then maybe stop,
Yeah.
reassess, maybe try
Right.
something different.
Right. It's like, is this serving me or am I serving it? Like, has the
Yeah,
role switched? Just do what serves
exactly.
you well. Yes.
Exactly. I concur 100%. Well, thank you, Tiffany, for joining me today.
Of course. Of course. I
Um,
always enjoy
yeah,
it.
I know. I always have to like make sure that we stop talking because we can just keep going on and on and
And
on
on,
and on.
I know, and on and on.
So for everybody that's listening today, thank you for joining us. We hope you found a new favorite snack. If not, join us for the next episode. You may find it there.
Right?
In the meantime, get your little celery snacking on, and if not, then find another easy snack that you can like do a grab and go and keep going with your health goals. Keep you on
Yes.
track. All
Hmm.
right.
Okay.
Well, cool. Well, thanks, Tiffany. I
Of
enjoyed talking
course.
with you.
Next time, until next
Oh,
time.
until next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.